This is the girl Miss Bev with yet another video. Good morning, my powerful MVP family. Thank you to all of you who continue to support, who are watching the videos, or liking them, or sharing them out, talking about them, contributing to the conversation. Thank you so much to my members. I really love and appreciate you for your support because every bit helps. Every bit. I'm not calling it every little bit. Every bit helps because it's powerful bits. So I'm here thankful again for yet another day. And today, big shout out to Miss Carol. Is it Carolyn? Carol Bryan, my 16 my 16-year-old subscriber and supporter who just watches the videos, go back in time and watch even the older videos. Thank you so much, because this morning this video is because of the request you made, and so I just love and appreciate all of you guys. And so big shout out to you, Miss Carol, Miss Brian, and here's the talking about joint pains and some healing steps. Remember, I'm only a teacher, I'm not a doctor. So I'm just really talking about some things, even though I have not been consistent, but I know these are things that will help. I did my thing last night for you, and here we are this morning. So, guys, listen, as the years roll on, many of us begin to feel the whispers of age. The whispers. The whispers of age. And, the stiffness on our joints, right? The stiffness in the morning, the ache after a long day, the reminder that time has walked alongside us. But let us pause. Let us breathe deeply and know this. Pain is not the end of our story, right? It is simply a signal. And with knowledge, with care, with a few simple steps, we can find relief, strength, and hope. As I said, I went to Granny when I was 2 years old. And as far back as I can remember, Granny has had arthritis in her knee. I see some of the same things for me now because my right knee has arthritis in it. The left knee, as I said over time, like I attribute a lot of my weight gain to my left knee because I had torn a ligament. Where did I tear it? Right in the gym. I used to go to the gym. I wasn't this big. I was, 160, 70, maybe 180. And I used to go to the gym. And one evening, my trainer, he had a new person ask me if I'd work with his assistant. Yeah, I'd work with the assistant. So you go to the gym, guys, and you feel like, okay, I'm going to people who understand the body and know certain things that shouldn't be done, or certain things that should be done first before we do. And he told me, put the weight, I pat the weight, and it had me squatting. No, if you don't squat properly, then it put a strain on you just the same. And it looks like when I went down, I don't know what happened, but something tore. And that something gave me so much pain and suffering for a while, for a good while. And what it did, it limited my movement. I was not happy to just get up and move because of the pain in the knee. Luckily, I was teaching at a school where the principal knew me well. I've been there for a long time. And we had elevator in the building. So while, you have to walk with the kids, I was able to train my kids to understand I was in pain. I'm here supporting. My mouth is good. My hands are good. But my one knee was just bad. And I would take them we had elevators, so I was on the floor where I was near to the elevator. I'd take them to the door, ask them nicely to walk downstairs, and I would meet them at the door down there. So when I press the elevator door, They start walking, I get on the elevator. Boom, I'm downstairs to meet them. And this is how I survived. But to do some of the things that needed to be done, like the music teacher was across the breezeway, that was a long walk. And I was just limping along. I was just giving ease to the pain. And my doctor sent me to the orthopedic. Orthopedic looked at me and he figured, if you lose 5 pounds, 'cause that's arthritis. Because they just look at you, you're black, it's arthritis. You're fat, it's arthritis. It's never, you know, let me see what's going on. And so he recommended therapy. I'm going upstairs to do therapy right in the building. In evenings, in 3 evenings a week. No relief. So I'm saying to the therapist one evening, I come in here in pain and I leave in pain. Why isn't it helping? The next day I sat at my desk in my classroom, and when the kids went to specials, I called and I asked, can I just get an MRI for my knee? This was after a year or so suffering. And when they did the MRI, sure enough, the ligament was torn. So that's the meniscus in the knee. And I had to do surgery to close it and to fix the tear. And this knee came back. The knee, he said, was so filled with arthritis, and I needed to lose weight to get it. When he went in, he had to tell me, he comes back, he says, your knee is so clean. If you look, he had the things, the images. And my knee was nice, pretty. No sign of arthritis in it. And he fixed it, and thank God, it is such a stronger knee now. And so this right one seemed like it's really the arthritis now. So I know Granny used to complain for the arthritis, but she got up and kept going. When she sit down, you have got to hold her hand for her to get up. And now I'm going through that. If I sit on the seat isn't sturdy enough, I'm reaching out for my son. I say, come, you got to hold my son. Or Sherry is nearby. Sherry will come wherever she is and say, come and give me her hand so I could just get up. But again, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's what it is. So again, we just need to pause and breathe deeply and know that pain is not the end of our story. It is simply a signal, guys. With knowledge, with care, with a few simple steps, we can find relief, strength, and some hope. I am thinking that it's just what it is. Whether you're fat or you're skinny, it doesn't matter. It's just what it is. So some causes of joint pain is, from what I understand, I'm not a doctor, I'm just telling you what I know so far. Inflammation, which is arthritis, right? This is one of the most common causes. Our immune system may attack the joints, as in rheumatoid arthritis, or wear and tear can cause swelling and stiffness, as in osteoarthritis. A lot of times, like I said, my growing up wasn't easy. It was a lot of hills and valleys and miles of walking daily to get to school and to return home in the evenings. And Sunday morning again, miles and miles to get up to my church. It was adjacent to the school. Sabbath morning, we didn't go to school, church on Saturdays then. But Saturdays, I got to help Granny. And that kneeling down on the floor and, cleaning house, and a lot of us used to break them sticks. I was saying to Color Smith, tell you guys not to break those sticks on their knees. Because at the time we damage the cartilage in the knee, and later on, not then, but later on, it comes back to haunt us. So those are some of the cruel things that we did that we didn't know, but we did it, and we start causing damage and everything from those days. And as we get older and everything gets weakened, then we are sorry. Overuse and injury over years of repeated movement, or sports injuries, or even small accidents may resurface as pain later in life. A lot of us think it's a joke, but it is serious. You know, a lot of things we do has damaged. Our other conditions, joint pain can also be caused by gout, which is uric acid crystals, bursitis, which is inflammation of fluid-filled sacs around joints, or tendonitis, which is inflamed tendons. So there's so much that can go wrong in there. So much. Because we can't see it, we can only feel the pain and the pressures. It's what it is. But here's some relief that I found will help. Last night I was actually doing exercises with the right knee and the left knee and the shoulders. I was just doing the movements. And I told you, if you clap in front of you 40 times, that's supposed to help. I also have the torn in my shoulder here. The rotator cuffs are torn. All because I don't drive, and in my years of going to work, I didn't have the pull bags. And I used to lug, my book bag was one of those zip up leather things, throw it on my shoulder, weighted down with kids' work to go home and grade them and my work teachers' books for lesson planning and all that. Everything on the poor shoulders. And so, come to find out, I couldn't lift my shoulders up. I had to lift like, there was so much aches and pain. But thank God now I can lift them all the way up, you know. And so my son says, no more, mommy, you're going to get these bags. So he buys a Swiss roller, and it is able now to bring my stuff, my lunch, everything packed in it, and to relieve the pressures on my shoulders as well. But I just do what I can do. My hands are good, and you know, I just do what I can do, and rub and massage, and go through. So, low impact exercise like walking, swimming, or stretching. Stretch them out. Helps to lubricate the joints and strengthen supporting muscles. Again, low impact exercise. Don't go, you know, just walk, just move. Sometimes I just walk out the building, go in the back, walk around and come back in. Heat and cold. A warm compress relaxes stiff muscles. What I do in the mornings when I get up to shower, turn on the hot water, and I get my thing, like the big, not this, the smaller wash rag, the bigger one, they call them hand towels. I get that, I wet it, I cover my knee. Boy, feels so good. And I will sit there and do it a few times before I get in the shower. And so, that helps sometimes. I'm able to get up, walk to work, walk around all day. So, because the warm compress relaxes stiff muscle, an ice pack reduces swelling after activity. So when you do things, don't put the ice pack if you're just sitting. But once you put the heating on it and it relaxes, you can move about, do your walking. Don't jump and carry on, but do your walking. I find that when I sit on the bicycle, because the kids have a Peloton, but when I sit on it to do the rotation, to do the turn, it's very harsh on the knees. So I don't bother with the bike. I just walk. And using proper shoes, I tell you this, that I have some sandals there. Love them. Because the heels are not too high, they're just right. Love them. But let me tell you something. It's so bad for the back. So bad for the knees, because there's there's no absorption shock the tough surfaces. So your best thing is a New Balance sneakers. Buy your New Balance sneakers. They are very well cushioned, and so your low impact exercise you're walking will be much nicer and friendlier to the knee when you have to go out. New Balance. And supportive braces. My son said he's gonna get a brace on his right knee, or even changing posture can ease the pressure on the knees. Again, with all of that, if we don't change the diet, what good is all of that? You walk, you do your little exercise, you do your heating, but then you come back and you eat all of these artificial something filled with preservatives. Just keep encouraging the mucus building up and the inflammation on the poor joints. And so you have to balance these activities with eating the right foods that will reduce the joint inflammation. So some helpful foods, the omega-3 rich fish like salmon, mackerel, olive oil, berries, leafy greens, turmeric, ginger, and nuts. Remember, when you do this, do them in moderation. I used to just blend the ginger and like 2 tablespoons of it. I pour hot water on it, and I would drink that like 2 times a day. You can do that to your liver, to your kidney. Everything in moderation. I am afraid for bushes only because we don't know the real how much we should take, what the dose should be, how much of this should we take. Sometimes we put a whole big under seriously, we boil it, it is so strong. But can the liver process it? Are we damaging the liver when we do this? We just have to be careful. And just everything in moderation. Avoid processed foods, excess sugar, red meat, and foods high in saturated fat, which can worsen inflammation. Again, I have to get back on track with this. I used to buy a lot of salmon, then I cut it out. I cut it out. I'm eating for the last, since I came back, I think I've had beef too many times, and that's like maybe 5 times that I had beef, and I think it's too much because I wasn't like I did the chicken and fish, my ackee, my saltfish, sardines. I do a lot of sardines. I use my olive oil, but I still eat some of the processed foods. I love bread, which is a killer. So I have to get back to my rightful way of doing things. Thanks to Miss Carol, who suggested I do this, because as I'm reading the stuff and I'm taking my notes, I am saying, dag, what am I doing to myself? So avoid again, or just reduce them. So for me, who love bread, I could have bread every day and never get tired of it. I can reduce it to maybe 2 times of the week. Just reduce them. The excess sugar, I just take sugar in my peppermint tea, but then I'll eat a muffin that has some sugar in it. I'll eat a piece of chocolate, which is the worst. We shouldn't even eat that. But again, if it's not inflammation, joint pain is when it's not inflammation. So joint pain is not always linked to inflammation. Sometimes it's cartilage wear, mechanical grinding without swelling. Bone conditions, osteoporosis related pain. Remember, when the cartilage wear out, it's bones rubbing on bones. There's no cartilage to cushion, and so it's just the hard bones. You have the inches that they're on. The knee is an inch joint, so can you imagine? Nothing there to cushion, and it's just rubbing, grinding against one another. And so we have also nerve pain like sciatica radiating into joints. Infections or underlying illness that need medical attention that we don't know about. Again, make sure that even if you're not somebody who likes to take medication, but get your checkups done. Get it done so that you can know what's going on, and then you can decide, if you think you can do that, how to manage it. I say when we go to the doctors, we're speaking up to ask them what are alternatives. We go in and they're just writing prescriptions, right? And we need to ask them, what is an alternative that we can use? What else can we do in order to fix the condition or to make it bearable? If pain comes with fever, sudden swelling, or lasts too long without relief, like your knee hurts, my knee does hurt every day. Once, like I get up this morning and I rub it and massage it and put the heat on it, and it becomes different. The other day when we had the rain, man, that thing bite me. You have to say bite me. It was so harsh. But then I come to work and I'm moving around and it eased up. And once we got back into the better weather, it was, doable. So I know it's not just something crazy, but it's something that I have to pay attention to. And how I'm going to do it is not medication from the doctor, but to change my diet. Change my diet and do some more movement, even though I move a lot in here, but still do it more often. Because when I get home, I'm so happy to be home. I have to put them up. I have to sit down and put them up. So, any pain that comes with fever, sudden swelling, or lasts too long without relief, it's time to go see the doctor. It's time to go see the doctor. So, my people, listen. Let's just talk about the dance of time. This is my little poem for you today. Our bodies whisper, joints creak and sigh, reminders of journeys years gone by. Yet within the ache, a story is told, not of weakness, but of courage bold. Move gently, feed wisely, let patience stay. Small steps of healing brighten the day. Though time leaves footprints, love still reigns. Strength can be found, even in pains. I hope you like that one. So guys, my MVP family, let us not see joint pain as a sentence, right? It's not a life sentence, but as a signal, a call to move with wisdom, to eat with intention, and to nurture these temples we live in. Remember, discomfort is not defeat. It is an invitation to rise stronger, to care deeper, and to cherish life's journey. If this blessed you, share it with someone you love, and let's walk this path of healing together. Until next time, stay strong, stay hopeful, and stay connected. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and stay connected. So, for my 16-year-old friend, I said to her in the comment, I was trying to find the video that she commented on last night, because she just watches, so when she gets a chance, just I told her that for me, I never wanted to go back as I aged. I was so thankful for every new year I gained, and this came about because usually I just go along and but when my cousin passed away, when Granny died in 2005, and we were all there, and on our way, when we came back, like a month after we got back, she called me, and one Sunday morning I remembered, and she says she went to the doctor. She was breastfeeding. She had a little baby when it went down, Amber Rose, and she said she's noticed the breast just got big, and she thought it was just milk, but then the pain was too much, and when she went to the doctor, they claimed that she had cancer, and they said it was a stage 3 or 4. It was something frightening, and because I screamed, and I was saying, "Where's stage 1? What happened to stage 2?" And I was just bawling, and she says, "My cousin, don't bawl, cry for me. I don't want anybody crying for me because I'm going to beat this thing." And she went through a tough time, and I remembered we were in Maryland, and she came down and visited us, and she came and visited. She was young. She was just in her early 40s, late 30, and then in early 40s she died. And I remember she came to visit, brought the children. Amber Rose was a baby, Amani, and Ron. And they came, and her husband, and we had a good visit. And Jody, and God bless this little girl, Judy, and Chris was young then, and they came and said, Mommy, and we put together a nice package for her. Because she used to tell me, I used to talk to her every day, and she used to tell me, I wanted to get an extractor. But she said, Lord, Mrs. them so expensive. And so when she came by that day, man, I remembered, we decided to start sending her a bouquet of flowers. They have the breast cancer flowers, pink roses, beautiful bouquets. So we used to send her one every month. And then when she came down to visit, we saw her, and we had good times. We ate together. And when she was leaving, we gave her a card. And my God, I remembered, I could hear her voice in my head as she went home Monday morning, and about 2 weeks later, she called me one night at 11, and she was just screaming on the top of her lungs. Thank God they owned their own house then. Was just screaming. She said, "You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. My cousin, oh God, you guys are so crazy." And I'm saying, what did we do? What did we do? She says, Beverly, I brought the card home and I didn't open it. As a matter of fact, I didn't remember it. And tonight I went upstairs. Rodian is at work, and I went upstairs and I said, let me open the card. And she said, my God, when I opened the card, so much money. I can buy my extractor. I can buy. And she was just naming all the things she could buy. And the tears was just running down my face. Guys, listen to me. When you can bless somebody, people said, oh, you mustn't do good and talk about it. I have to talk about these things. When you show kindness and it does something different for somebody, it makes a change. It gives somebody joy in their heart. I am not ashamed to ever talk about God's blessings to us so we can be a blessing to others. Never be ashamed. Never be selfish. She's gone, but you know what? I can proudly remember the moment when she cried out in gratitude, with love, with respect, with just that joyfulness which transferred to us as to teach your children to be kind. Because let me tell you something. You see the blessings of God. You see the blessings on us as parents when they start ready to trickle down upon we picking them. We're telling us, say, it make your mouth hot, like Rennie used to say. And so I remembered well. I remembered sending, when we send her the flowers, and each month she said, when you guys sent the first one, I didn't even know who it came from. She said, when I looked at the card, I saw it was the Salmon's family. It was you and your children. And she said, Bev, I set it at the table that as soon as I walk up the stairs, the first thing I see is those beautiful flowers. And so, guys, I'm saying this, that after she passed so young, every year that I became a year older, I just give God thanks. I just give God thanks that I made it to another year. I'm 65 now, going to be 66. Don't know if I'll get there, but I am grateful to God. And so that is my story, why I never go back. I have another friend who never passed 16 as well. And one day she said to me, one day Miss Sterling said, girl, me get stuck in the 16 so much that me not even know my age right now. She said she forget how old she was. So it's different little things that makes our little hearts feel good, you know. And so each of us, we're different. And so our situations are different. Our experiences are different. And so I say, go with God. Live lovingly. Live givingly. Live hopefully. Just live for God. Because God has done great things for us. Don't ever be ashamed of doing good. Don't ever be ashamed. Don't talk about, well, you're right, I know to make a left, I know. Your stories can become a blessing for somebody else. Your story can be a pathway for somebody else. Somebody who thought, oh, me have my money, as long as me have my money, me good. Who can listen your story and say, wait a minute. Me have my money, but me not happy. Maybe if me start to look at something for somebody else, God will relieve some of the stuff around me. You see, some people they might try and they can't progress. They may at the same stagnant position every day. Some people never have blessing, but because they might look for other people blessing, them can't say for them blessing. I see my blessing. I appreciate every bit of it. And this morning I said, take care of the old bones them. A lot of we have rough life. We live rough lives. We never have car for drive road, you know. We never have live a roadside, so we could have just come out a taxi and we have to walk the rough road up and down. We drop enough time, bruise up the knee, knock it per rock, and we keep going. Enough of this what we go through now. And them something there. The wear and tear, the injuries we get, we never pay attention because we don't have time to. We have to get up and keep going. But I say God is good. We're here to tell our stories. Miss Carol, thank you for this because it brought back so much. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's what you were looking for. And so I say peace, my people. Thanks for all your love and your respect and your kind words. Love the kind words. Love the comments and the effort you put in to make it beautiful. Don't think about how long it is. I love to read. Love, love, love to read. I love your interaction with my videos. And so I say much love to all of you. Take good care. If you can be good, be careful, but walk good, live good, and do good.